My guess is price increases probably between like 30 and 50%. Good morning. It's been a while since I've recorded a video, and I wanted to show you my new recording studio slash office slash spare room slash pretty much everything. My wife and I just moved into this new house, and while we were moving, I opened a box and came across an old notebook. And in the old notebook, I found our old grocery shopping lists from when we were first married. My wife and I got married in 2019. 2018, end of the year, December. These shopping lists that I found were from the beginning of the year 2019, once we had moved back to college. And the way that we would do it is we would write out everything that we needed, and our budget for each of our shopping trips was $25 a week. And so we'd write everything out that we wanted, and then as we shopped, we would write down the price of each item. And then as we went, one of us would have our phone out and we would total up how much everything was going to cost to make sure we stayed under that $25 limit. If we came in under, we would maybe buy one or two extra things, maybe a fun thing that we wanted. But typically, we ended up finding a few things that we just needed to either put back or save for the next shopping trip. And this now being 2023, nearly 5 years later, I was so shocked to see the prices, and I thought it would be so interesting to go back, look at that, reference that old shopping list, and then see what everything costs now and find what $25 kind of bought us in 2019 versus what $25 would buy us now. Since I found that notebook, I don't know where we put it. I did take a screenshot, or a picture, of one of the pages from March 2019. So I want to go look for it and see if I can find the notebook to show you guys. But if I don't find it, then I'll be able to just reference that picture I took. So let's go take a look. All right, it wasn't where I thought it would probably be. So I'm going to check a couple other places, but after that, we might just have to use the picture. No luck. It's got to be around here somewhere, and I do kind of wonder if I threw it away, which would be really sad. I think what I want to do is I want to show you guys a screenshot of the grocery list, and then I'm going to go onto the Walmart app. That's where we were shopping. I'm going to go onto the Walmart app, and I'm going to pull up all the prices of the new items, and we're going to list them all out. And then hopefully, we can do a comparison and kind of see what the totals were. I'm really interested to see like what actual percentage wise, like what's the inflation on this food right now. Let's go on this journey. I'm going to pull this up on the screen here, the Walmart website, and I'm just going to start going through and pricing everything out as if I was shopping for it today. My guess is price increases probably between like 30 and 50%, like kind of per item and maybe even overall. It'll be interesting to see what goes up and kind of what stayed the same. All right, let's get into it. I got the sheet filled out, and I have to admit I'm a little bit surprised. It is more than it used to be. The food obviously costs more now than it used to, which I expected, but it wasn't as much as I expected. I expected it to cost, I don't know, maybe at least 50% more overall. So it made me think, and I decided I should probably look up and see, like, are there any like overarching statistics about like food inflation? So anyway, I figured I'd kind of take you along as I did that search. Overall cost of all these items put together increased right around 20-ish percent, 20 to 25%. So 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So honestly, that's like right on par with what all the data are, what all the data shows. And I think that's kind of interesting, but it makes sense. These are kind of a spread of things that you'd buy at the grocery store. So anyway, a couple that like really shocked me. The price of bread in 2019 was 88 cents. And now it's $1.32. That kind of surprised me. The difference, and I wrote butter on here. It's really margin. It went from 84 cents to $1.38. The chips from $1.25 up to $2.24. Anyway, there were some that obviously grew more than others, and there was actually one or two that like stayed exactly the same or decreased a little bit. As you probably saw, I had to like rewrite this new part here. I missed the cheese my second time around. So the cheese, let's see, went up from $2.94 to $3.68. So not as much as I thought it would have been, but still a decent amount. Over 5 years, 20% increase. So that I ended up spending the first time around $28.34. And now, if I went and bought those same groceries, it would be $38.40. And this is all pre-tax. And in Idaho, the tax rate is at 6%. A $10-ish difference. And while that's not super huge, it's actually a big deal. Like, do this shopping once a week. You know, that's almost an extra $40 or $50 every time I go shopping. I thought this was really interesting. I think that probably any of you watching could probably relate. I'd love to hear from you what you think is kind of like the most shocking thing about this inflation. I know inflation's been crazy over the last few years. And so when I stumbled upon that old kind of budget journal, it was like a time capsule. It was really interesting to see, you know, what things cost back then versus what they cost now. And I think that things will just keep going up. Let me know, again, down below, things that have kind of shocked you about this, if there was something that you didn't really expect, and then kind of what you're doing to help battle inflation. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming along on this blast from the past, kind of fun little opportunity to kind of look back and see what things were compared to what they are now. If you haven't already, we'd appreciate a subscribe and to like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. I should also say, if you want to stop seeing me use these headphones as a microphone, I'd really appreciate it if you signed up for our Patreon. I believe it's $5 a month, and that could be the Buy Me a Lav Mic Fund. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be great, and to show your support for the channel. We're hoping to make more videos like this, and we really appreciate your support.